Sorry.
I'm disappointed that moment between Iris and Raj will be
Oh.
lost in the ether forever.
It's all right, man. It's sitting in the lake.
Alright, it's recording now.
Okay. So
Take 2.
let's anyone
Take a
need to
break
use
so
the
I can poop?
restroom and all that stuff?
Yep,
And
I gotta poop.
I gotta blow out some mad, Hershey squirts in a minute, and then when we
Oh.
come back, we'll get started.
Yep.
Oh, that dairy kind of messed me up earlier too, so let's go.
I like poop.
I like to smell my own poop.
I read an article that this chick was selling fart jars,
What the fuck?
and she
Very
was
believable.
making like $6,000 a month selling her
Weak.
farts,
That was weak.
and then she got hospitalized for excess gas.
Oh,
I thought it was 60,000.
Like, she was eating a lot of stuff and it bloated her intestines up high into her belly.
Yeah. And I
That's
think it might have been
crazy.
60,000, but that's insane.
That is crazy.
And it showed the pictures of the fart jars, and it's like a jar with like a fucking rose in it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I guess she was capturing her farts and storing them in a jar. Only in America.
America.
That hustle, man.
I was like, man, I would start fucking farting in jars, and then I just gotta find like a hot chick to claim that she's farting in jars, and then I could totally sell that shit.
Oh, I love it so much.
I feel like... Never mind. I don't even want to.
It's gonna be.
So you decided slow and summon undead?
Probably not.
Oh.
I'm changing my mind.
I was really
I
close
learned
to
to know.
those. I was actually looking at summon undead. Also, for some reason, I was like, I have a reason why I would like that spell, but I was like, maybe I was thinking you would pick it, so I didn't go for it. And slow, I already do that as Anton, and I didn't want to. I wanted to change up some of the spells I have. that I
There's
usually
so
use.
many good freaking spells. I can't.
Yeah. God. So Josh.
Yeah.
So regardless if we level up or not, I don't need any extra bonuses to anything.
Okay. Speaking of which, okay, so Adam, roll a d20.
Rolling a d20.
So,
Not bad.
second, and then
sorry, you can
UA, roll a d20.
I fail.
What are we rolling the d20s for?
To see if you guys get to level up again. And then Michael, roll a d20. And then Miranda, roll a d20.
Oh.
That's not awesome.
What about Christopher?
The first time I rolled the d20, though, I got a 13, because you asked me to roll it a long time ago.
Yeah, that was for something else.
Oh, okay.
And then whoever wants to roll your extra d20.
We get an extra
None
D20.
of us are that lucky.
Yes, for doing the character sheets and all of that.
Oh,
I'm
I
paying
haven't done
you-
that yet.
I'm paying you ahead of time.
Okay, fair enough.
I've been doing it. I've been working on it.
Well, I mean,
so
I'll
roll
work on my own. Oh, well, I rolled high
Oh.
regardless.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Ah!
Oh! Fucking hell.
Plus 3.
Oh my god.
Well, we're not.
Alright, well.
We're all gonna
Shit.
die.
Okay, so go ahead and you guys get to level up one more time.
Are you sure?
You had to get to 60.
Oh,
A
okay.
total of 60?
Yeah.
Was that just
Did
like
we hit
rolling
that?
what kind of shit we did? Right.
I was-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go.
Let me level up.
Hell yeah. All right.
I'm pretty happy because as we went over yesterday, level 7's kind of boring.
Mm.
Yeah.
usually every second level that you get cool stuff.
Average, please. Oh, that was average? Oh, I rolled the average? Why did it say average was 8? That was confusing. Alright, well, that's fine.
It shouldn't be. Oh, yes, it's 4 plus your modifier because you roll a d6.
Yeah, literally.
What spells are you picking this time, Adam?
Oh, that's right. We get more spells? I don't remember. Oh, is it the difference is we got 4th level spells? Or have we had 4th
Yeah,
level
we get
spells?
1 4th level spell. So there's no reason to pick more than 1 4th level spell.
Honestly. Bail, chill, girl.
Kirby say dinner.
He's like, what about me?
Oh, yeah. So I'll pick one of
I
these.
miss
Let me get my
her.
dinner, and I'll pick that.
Yep. And then while you guys are leveling up, I'll start the session. I just figured I'd let you guys do this while we're waiting for Miranda.
You didn't have to wait for.
You know, I'm not gonna wait the whole time. I'm just letting like stuff that's not that important get done.
I have many a time cooked while in active battle.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
I hope we don't immediately roll into active battle.
Yeah, I've even cooked while pooping. Not cooked while pooping.
I really hope not.
Played while pooping.
I'm never eating anything Miranda cooks ever again.
I've heard the term poop play before, but this is
No.
God.
That was funny. Did that? Uh-oh. Okay. Why do I keep losing?
because it doesn't like you. It's mad at you.
There we go. I fixed that.
I made the Olive Garden Toscano soup.
Mhm.
Oh, so good.
Sounds good.
I can't open up my character sheet.
Really?
Yeah, I'm having issues.
It's been laggy for me, so I don't know.
Oh, there it goes. I just had to reboot.
I was gonna say because I didn't change anything. Are you back, Adam?
Yeah, I'm just reading the spells.
All right.
I'm just
So-
making sure my
You guys all kind of make your way to the kind of traveling room. You meet up, and you're all waiting there for a couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden, a little statue of Ugna kind of rises up out of the floor, and he looks at all of you and is like, "All right, guys, so it's time to go. So good luck, and don't die." And he opens the door and kind of motions you guys to step through. And all of you guys kind of step forward, and unless you guys wanted to say anything, Ugna, before you leave.
Oh.
Didn't you? Right.
Ugna. I love you.
And he looks at you and he says, "I love you too, man. I mean, not like that though, because you're old, like super, super old, and you're not very attractive.
Yes, says the guy that watches me shower.
Well, you know, I need to learn how to do it. I'm a kobold. How am I supposed to learn how to do your stupid human shit if I don't watch it, you know?" And then he's like, and also you're kind of stupid, but you know, I still love you anyways. Now get the hell out of my sight. And you guys all start walking forward, and right before you leave, you hear this whisper in your ear, Caden, and he says, "I missed you, buddy," and then pushes you through the door.
Whoa. That wasn't canon. That didn't happen.
That was cute. No, that happened.
That definitely happened.
He's like, oh,
What was that sound, Caden?
No, it's like the weird way my solar plex opened up when I got pushed. Weird noises.
All right, now Okay, so you find your stupid character sheets. Iris. Yeah, I drug that out there. Go ahead and work. It's really strange that you're just sitting in the middle of the screen.
Hmm.
20 froze on me.
I can't type today.
Ayla and Iris are out there. Anyway, there. Okay. It's out there, right? And then, who did I not put out there? Anyway, Ayla.
Iris.
Okay, Iris. Okay, so you guys step through the doorway and you kind of stumble out and you find yourselves in the middle of a vast forest that seems to extend in all directions. Um it's mostly like pine trees and fir trees and um it's colder here than it was at the tower and colder than you guys remember it being kind of anywhere that you guys have been since you went to the tower. Like it feels like borderline like cold, like chilly, like you guys are gonna need to bundle up and have some warm clothing in this area. You hear a river running in the distance, and you look kind of to the east, and you see like smoke kind of billowing up from the volcano that lies to the north of, or that you remember lying to the north of Aladoon. And you see the snow-covered peaks of um, the mountains that Aladoon was built underneath, and so you can kind of uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Interpret that you guys are fairly close to Aladoon in the east. And what are you guys gonna do? You are now in the middle of the forest. You hear birds chirping. It smells like pine trees and like moss and dirt. Um, and the ground is kind of covered with this kind of mossy undergrowth. And what do you do?
Well, they said we should figure it out. We could always just go camping and fishing on the river. Or do I even see the river?
You hear it. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
see it yet.
Maybe it's like, man.
I
Sounds like
feel
it's moving too much.
most at home by the water. I
Yeah.
think we should follow the lake or the river. Sorry.
Yeah, we can go check that out.
Okay. You hear the river to the east, kind of in the distance.
Well, we all know I'm the best at finding my way through the woods. I never get lost. So somebody else take charge.
I was gonna say definitely not true.
Hold on. That would be like survival, right?
Yeah, I'm good
Correct.
at that too.
I have 3 for survival.
Same.
Okay. So you
So
guys
either
can
one of
help
us.
each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then one of you roll with advantage.
Go ahead.
You should have rolled. I'm having bad rolls today.
All right. Well, so am I.
I mean,
But
it's
I
not
can
that
do
big
it.
a
It's fine.
deal. You can hear the river in the distance anyway, so you just keep walking towards it. However, So I made this specific for this moment, and I forgot to open it. Right here. Yeah. Okay. So right now, when you guys arrive, it is Tuesday, July 3rd, and it is
Ah.
10 a.m. And it takes you guys about an hour to make your way over to the river. Ayla gets distracted by some interesting flowers that she's never seen before, and
I write them down in my journal.
she walks you guys into a thicket that you guys have to backtrack out of and kind of go around. You manage to make your way there, and
Oh, happy birthday, Jada.
No,
Oh,
that's
in the
July
game,
3rd.
dub.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
find yourself over here.
July 3rd's your birthday?
No, today is his actual birthday.
Oh. Oh, Lord. Well, happy
Um,
birthday, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's funny. That's my mom's birthday. So you guys get to the river, and it's fairly wide. It's about 30, 40 feet across, but it's fairly shallow in this area. Maybe like 2 or 3 feet deep. And I need. Hold on. Ayla, I need you to roll a perception check. Okay. So as you're standing kind of looking out into the river, you kind of like there's a strange smell on the air. Almost like rotting, like a something has died in the area. You can't exactly like pinpoint from where, but it just kind of fills the area, like the smell of something dead in the area. The river is running from the north to the south. And other than that, you don't really see anything. What are you guys gonna do?
Which way is the wind blowing? I mean, I'm gonna look in that direction if I'm smelling something.
Okay. Roll a survival check again.
Jesus Christ.
Where you're
Can
kind of at with the river, and the river's even colder than the air around you. The wind seems to be kind of like swirling in all directions, so you can't really pinpoint from what direction the smell's kind of coming from.
Alright.
But like I said, the river runs to the south, and as you guys were headed over there, you actually crossed a road that headed north to south. What are you guys gonna do?
Where are we trying to go again? I'm sorry.
So you're trying to get to a mining village. It's called Ironmore. It's a fairly large mining village located kind of to the northeast of Aladoon. But you're not exactly sure where. Basically, they just sent you out here.
And Aladoon's to the south of us right now?
Kind of. So I moved where Aladoon is. So if you guys look at the.
No, I meant, like, where are we right now?
Yes, Aladoon would be to the southwest of you.
I guess we'll go more.
Here, I'll show you actually kind of where you guys
So
are.
following the road up is probably better.
Yeah.
So in character, I'm like, well, I'm from back that way. I used to live over in Aladoon, so I recognize those mountain ranges. So I think it's a fair assumption that we go north unless they put us
Actually,
past our town.
You're used to this area, aren't you? This is kind of where you grew up.
That's what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you would actually know of this town, and actually, you know that from where you guys are, that you should probably head south to get to there,
That's
looking
what-
at the mountains.
That's what I said.
I know. That's
Totally.
what I thought you said. So you guys are kind of like right here.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. We're up in the woods there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I meant south. Yeah, got a little turnaround there for a second.
couldn't remember, figure out which way was south
Yeah,
and
when
which
you
way
go through
was north.
portals, everything gets all tipsy topsy.
Okay, I forgot that you were from here, and that would make total sense that you would know where you're going. This is like a fairly large supplier of iron for the
Aladun.
dwarves in Aladun. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let me move back here. All right. So what are you guys gonna? You start heading south,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it takes you guys maybe like 2 or 3 more hours of walking to the south before you guys start to smell the wood smoke in the distance and start making your way. Let me put this. Let me stop having to click on tabs. Um, Start making your way towards the village, and right around 1:30 in the afternoon, you arrive at the town. And let me move you guys over to the correct map. I always forget that I can't right click on things. I should have put all your character sheets on here before this, but I forgot about that. Iris.
Oh, totally random.
Okay.
I have a shit ton of maps for Foundry too, like dynamic ones with like lighting and walls and everything already.
Oh, hell yeah. Are they saved in like where I would easily be able to access them, or would I
I
have to
can
like?
send you the links.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know. I just randomly because
No,
I subscribe to the Mad Cartographer on Patreon.
Oh, cool. Okay. I've heard of him actually, or I don't know if it's a he or she, but I've heard of
Yeah.
that web page. So you guys kind of make your way south, and as you guys are walking, you start to notice that hills are rising to the on both sides, and the forest is starting to kind of disperse a little bit, and not quite so dense. And you make your way into the town, and as you walk in, you see a cluster of buildings kind of to your right. um, a fairly large wooden bridge crosses the river um, to your left, and you see a collection of buildings to the left uh, with some farmsteads and um, what appears to be like a large warehouse type of a building. And you smell the smell of freshly baked bread coming from a fairly um, large sized bakery on the eastern side of the river. And you see people kind of milling about. You hear and smell kind of the acrid kind of metallic smell of iron being smelted and heated, and the charcoal smell of massive charcoal fires. And to the south, as you guys are walking in, you see this huge windmill with what appears to be a gigantic stone forge built next to it. And you see as this white smoke is billowing forth from this large chimney that extends up next to the windmill. Um, and you see slightly farther to the south another smaller forge that is also billowing white smoke into the air. And you hear like this massive, like banging metallic sound as something large seems to be smashing into like large and metallic seems to be smashing into something else metallic over and over again. And as you guys kind of arrive in town, you do you guys walk into the town? Do you stop at the edge? What are you guys gonna do as you come into town?
You're on mute.
I imagine we walk in.
Okay. And you make your way towards the center of the town, and as you kind of walk into what appears to be kind of like the market square, you notice as you kind of look towards that stone um uh windmill powered forge that it is indeed a windmill powered forge. Like as the windmill spins, it appears to pump these huge bellows that heats this enormous, maybe 8 foot by 6 foot bed of red hot coals. And you see as several dwarfs appear to be taking um, what appears to be iron ore from large um, like metal boxes that are like 10 feet by 12 feet long and about 4 or 5 feet high. All of this iron ore, and they seem to be loading it into these large cauldrons that sit atop the the forge's charcoal bed. And you see as these other dwarves appear to be taking those cauldrons from the fire and pouring the molten uh kind of like filtering the stone out and pouring the molten metal into large ingots. And to the right hand side you see this large, almost like a mansion, um
To the
but
left? Or
uh
it depends on which way we're facing.
like if you're heading south
Yeah,
to the
okay.
east
There,
or
sorry.
northeast, this building is like this large mansion. And you see that kind of on the ground floor appears to be this large kind of emporium that as you look kind of through the window you can see shelves of merchandise, of every different description of swords and clothing and all kinds of other things, and arrayed kind of in a semicircle out in front of that, with the building as its kind of base, are all of these market stalls, where there's different people selling different kinds of goods, like baked apple pies, and there's another person selling fresh bread, and another one selling different kinds of confectionaries, and um, this other person is selling silk and different types of cloth. And as you walk past that and you walk towards the southern part of the town, you notice what appears to be like a large blacksmith building, and it's this one here. And you see as there's like a very large kind of burly blacksmith with a red beard, um, is standing on like this raised kind of platform, with this huge anvil in front of him, and he seems to be working on some type of metal creation that he's working on. But as he's doing so, he's pointing and running a group of 3 or 4 other hands that he has, refilling the ingots or sharpening a sword or other kinds of tasks that you could see taking place at a blacksmith. And then to the right, you see this large stone building with um, with large eaves that kind of hang out over the walls, and you see as uh, there's vines and flowers growing up the sides of the building, snaking through the different stone kind of crevices, and so much so that you almost can't see the stone for all of the flowers and vines growing up the side of it. And you see these big kind of arched windows with like wreaths hanging in the windows, and you can see like a warm glow coming from inside of the inn. And as you kind of turn the corner, you see the entrance to this inn, and there's flower beds out front, and different tables set up for you for dining outside, and like these flower beds kind of close in like an outdoor dining area, and the doors seem to be propped open, and you hear like just merry kind of music coming from inside of the inn. um and they're kind of across the street a little bit from the inn are is a large kind of encampment of different types of tents. You have tall pointed tents and low kind of leather tents, and just any kind of tent that you can imagine seems to be splayed out in this large clearing next to the forest. Um, and across the street to the um, east from there is a large kind of like stable building with what appears to be like this large kind of corral out front, that's stone, like permanently built with stone, but with railings that you can see through, and you can see many horses just kind of grazing in the grass and seem to be enjoying themselves. And kind of to the south of that, you see this large kind of clear space with um, large boxes and um, long iron bars, kind of stacked neatly, and you see a crew of two or three individuals kind of loading iron bars into wagons for shipment, and um, stuff like that. And uh, you guys kind of stand there in the middle of the cross rocks. And where do you go from here?
Well, since we really don't know what to look for, no better place to start than an inn, right?
Agree.
Listen to people talk, ask around. I could use a
Okay.
drink. Been cooped up in that tower for what, a year?
A year and 3 months. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys. You guys are going to the inn. So I'll put you guys all there so that I know you're all at the inn.
Oh, and I don't have antlers anymore. They fell off, and now I have regular horns.
Okay,
That's canon.
yes.
What do you do with those animals?
Well, actually, I
Bounce
put
it
them up
somewhere?
in my room. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Hopefully, by the next time you guys, my next session, I will have music and shit to go along.
Oh, I recognize this map.
No, you don't. It is a map that you have never seen before in your life.
Uh-huh.
I actually didn't steal it from you, but I just grabbed it off the internet.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just stating a fact.
Yeah. I was gonna try to make all these maps, and then I went, wow, that's like so much more effort that I'm willing to put into this.
Yeah.
It's like just make a Sims house.
Correct, but the problem is if you want it to look this good with like, it actually looks like an inn and not just like a blank, bunch of freaking pictures. It takes like a bunch of time just to like
Mm-hmm.
decorate, and I'm not willing to put that much effort in.
So
So
had to
go
step
ahead.
away.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. This is BRP. Sorry. Dolly,
No.
guys.
Unacceptable
Well, then,
behavior. I'm super
I'm gonna
angry.
go get more soup then.
Okay.
Da-na-na. I really wish I had alcohol. Yeah, I did like it.
I gotta pee anyway, so this perfect timing for her to just disrupt the entire game.
Cold. Oh, I picked Fire Shield, by the way, Michael.
Fire shield.
Yep.
So
I have no idea what fucking spells I want.
It took me a minute, but I was like, you know what? That just sounds cool. So I'm gonna go with it.
Horrible method for choosing spells, my friend.
I mean, yeah, but
If
it's
you want
cool
to mix them
because
up later, you
I
can.
can choose between hot and cold, and I wreath myself in like fire or ice. And then if somebody hits me, they take that damage. So imagine they take 2d6 fire damage plus hellish rebuke for hitting me. Huh?
That is my serotonin meal.
Yeah.
I'm so back. I'm back.
So
Welcome back.
you guys are here, and I can just tell Yue when she gets back. But I would strongly advise taking copious notes. Because if you forget something, I'm not going to tell you.
Hmm.
Because me telling you certain things might give away what's important. If that makes sense.
All right, let me set up my note-taking station. Drag the laptop down.
And I will give you guys, if you want, on Legend Keeper. I can set up like a template for note taking as well if you want.
Yeah, I don't know where. Where would I take notes on my?
So
What in the heck? Hold on.
use
Hold on.
Oh.
My. Oh, never mind. Go on. Sorry.
I use what's this thing called? OneNote. It's like a it's installed on all Windows machines. It's like a cloud-based note-taking thing.
Yeah.
I use that for notes before I actually got Legend Keeper, but my goal would be for all of us is that everything is in Legend Keeper. That way, like, if you want to tell me about something in your notes, I could just go look at it and stuff like that.
So I could take the notes like right where, if I click on Ayla and it has just like a blank spot, essentially.
Yes, you could do that, absolutely.
Can I make bullet points, or is that like too high functioning for this?
So if you click on it and you type /
Mm-hmm.
it gives you a list of commands that you can do. And one of them is numbered list or bullet points.
Got it.
Okay. Yue, I was telling everyone while you were gone that it would behoove you guys to take notes because I'm not going to remind you of anything if you forget. Like if you don't remember somebody's name or if you don't remember like what somebody told you, I'm not going to remind you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been taking notes, so that's good.
Okay.
What's the name of this place again?
This place is called Ironmoor. Iron and then Moor. Okay, so as you guys kind of enter the inn, you step into this large wooden floored building, and there's wooden tables dispersed kind of around the room, and there's different kinds of art and stuff on the walls. Some of it appears to be like very like almost like master painter artwork, and then others appear to be kind of amateur down to the what appears to be children's drawings kind of framed and hung up on the walls. And you to your right as you enter, you find this large oaken bar with casks of ale behind, kind of stacked up in a pyramid, and a long shelf with different bottles and glassware of all different shapes and sizes, and hundreds of different types of alcohol appear to be lined up on this shelf. And you see kind of towards the back of the inn, like a dais that's kind of raised up, and right now there appears to be like a minstrel band kind of playing some music softly in the corner, but it kind of fills the room. And you see what appears to be some private rooms kind of set in the back of the inn as well. It's not super crowded, and there's people in the inn, but it's not like bustling at this time. You see as there's a blonde-haired man with kind of like a I need to fix my adjectives better.
Hmm.
Like with kind of like a sharp beard, kind of trimmed to a point, and he's got kind of like a bushy kind of mustache, and his face is kind of leathery, and he looks like somebody that drank a lot of alcohol in his life. And you see, kind of over by the bar, behind the bar is like this large, kind of jolly-looking fellow, with like a thick mustache and like big, round, kind of rosy cheeks, and he's stout. Actually, I always forget to do this when describing characters, but I wrote a shit ton of stuff about this guy, and I might as well look at it. So he's portly but not fat. He has a chubby round face with a thick mustache and round, always red cheeks. As you kind of see him, he has his head thrown back, and you hear as this booming laugh kind of echoes through the inn, and he kind of slams his fist on the or his hand on the table as he laughs, and he's wearing this long kind of leather apron, and he has this short sleeve kind of jerkin on, and the sleeves seem to like strain at his kind of like massive arms. As you kind of look at him, he wipes some spittle from his face from laughing, and you see as it leaves kind of a residue of flour in his mustache. Um, just kind of like these white flecks in his mustache. And he looks up and he sees you all come in, and he's like, "Oh, we have new guests. Welcome, welcome. Come on over. Let me get you something. What'll it be, new adventurers, or new friends, or new miners, whatever it may be? Come, enjoy my inn."
We've only got one miner here, and I pat Iris on the back.
Iris
And
flexes.
go ahead. He kind of like leans over the bar and looks at you, and he goes, "Ha ha!" And he throws his head back and laughs again. Oh, you look a little too young to be a miner, lass. Come on over here. We'll get you something to drink.
Yay.
Ale, please.
So as you walk up to the bar, he's like, have a seat, have a seat. Ale for you, absolutely." And he looks over to the woman kind of standing on the other side of the bar, and he's like, "Misty, my dear, Misty, go get them some ale. Get the best stuff from the back." And she smiles at him and kind of like shakes her head, and she heads to the back to go get you guys your beer. And he says, "So while she's getting your drinks, what brings you to the Misty Tap?"
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on around here.
"Oh, there's a lot going on around here. So much. What specifically?"
Just being nosy.
Well, we heard that you might be needing some help of some sort.
Oh.
Something is amiss.
And his smile kind of fades a little bit for a moment, and then it perks back up, and he's like, "Oh, I there's quite a bit that we could be needed some help with, but if you don't mind me asking, who sent for you? I hadn't done so myself." "Oh,
We
okay.
just
I think it was the
overheard it.
mayor.
Well, I bet it was that shifty mayor. Well, let me tell you a few things before your drinks get here. Are you hungry first? Do you want anything to eat as well?"
Yeah, sure.
"Absolutely." And he looks over and he says, "Toby, my boy, go in the back and bring these fine folks a good plate of nice meat and some cheese and bread, if you will."
What's
And
your name, sir?
"Oh, of course. Oh, forgive me. My name is Gus, but my friends call me Taps."
Call you what?
"Oh, Taps. My last name's Tapper, and I run an inn, so my friends call me Taps."
Okay.
Is it like
Nice to meet you.
Taps or Mr. Taps or?
Just Taps, if you will.
Fair enough. Am I your friend or should I just call you Gus?
Everyone's my friend. Of course you can call me Taps. Whatever works for you, my friend. And Ayla, pleasure to meet you. And he puts out this big meaty hand that.
I'm sorry. I don't recall
Oh, I
actually
thought.
saying my name.
My bad.
Oh, okay.
Retcon that back.
All right. Okay.
He says, "What's your name, lass?"
Ayla.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ayla. Back to my previous statement of big meaty hand out to shake yours.
I'll take it.
And like when he takes your hand, are you like you're a pretty small girl, right?
Yes.
So like his hand just like totally engulfs your entire hand, like you feel like a child's hand in his, and he shakes your hand, and he says, "Pleasure to meet you. How about the rest of you? What are all your names?"
Caden.
"Pleasure to meet you, Caden," and he shakes your hand as well. Yeah.
Iris holds out her tiny hand.
And he looks at you and he'll like, "Pleasure to meet you, Iris." And he actually just holds out like one finger to shake your hand.
Done. Shakes it.
and what about you, over here, the the mystical looking lady?
Would that
We
be
don't.
me?
Yes, we don't get many of your kind in this town.
What do you mean, my kind?
Well, forgive me, I meant no offense, but uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're an Asimar, correct?
No, I would be a water genasi. Thank
That's
you.
what I meant.
Oh my god.
Okay, okay, okay. Then what? We can retcon that. That's fine.
Yeah, you're a water genasi, correct?
Yes, I am.
I haven't seen many of those in many a year in this area. We don't get many travelers like you.
No, no, you don't.
So
I
what?
didn't know that you were such a rare stone there, Yue.
What? Oh, rare stone. Got it. Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing everybody tonight. I don't know what it is. Okay.
And he reaches out and shakes your hand as well, and he's like, "Oh, Toby, where's that food?" As I told you, my name's Gus, so you can call me Taps. And he points to the kind of blonde-haired, kind of portly woman as she kind of comes out from the back, holding a small keg with what appear to be kind of like cherry wood staves and what appears to be a cedar kind of ring that goes around it, and she brings it out and sets it on the bar, and he says, "This beautiful young lady, this is my wife, Misty. Misty, say hello to the new adventurers." And she kind of greets you with a smile, and he says, "And this over here, this is my barman. His name's Toby." As the guy comes out with 4 plates of food and like what are those cutting boards called? Um, uh, Whatever, but a cutting board with bread on it, and he lays it
Charcuterie?
all. Is that what they're called? Yes, kind of like that. But he lays it out all on the table for you guys in front of you, and he says, "This is my barman Toby," and he points over to like a little boy that's kind of playing in the back, and he says, "That there's my boy Lester," and he points to the barmaid that's carrying a mug of ale to one of the patrons, and then he says, "That there's my daughter. That's my daughter Sadie."
What was the
And
other kid's name?
Lester.
And Sadie.
And he says, "I'd introduce you to my son Darius, but he's been gone for a couple of weeks. I haven't seen him. Not quite sure where he went. I think he went off to find some adventure. That's all I can guess."
Is this one of those problems or pretty normal
Well,
around here?
unfortunately, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. We have been having quite a few things going on in town. Um, I don't know where to start. What do you know about our little town?
Mining.
Nothing.
Literally
fly
nothing.
stuff to Aladoon.
Oh yes, Aladoon. I've been there several times myself. It's quite a dreary place. It's all that stone and dour dwarves just pounding away on the rock. But I digress. Well, we're a mining town here at the Iron Moor. We have the Iron Moor mines off to the west, and um, we ship some of our goods down south to Aladoon. We're one of the biggest mining outposts for iron ore in the region. Occasionally, we find things like gems and gold in the mine, but it's not too often. And those always seem to end up in the mayor's hands, anyways. But um, other than that, we have two shifts of miners. One of them's down at the mine now, and the other one you'll see in the camp across the way over there. We're a fairly small town. We've only got a couple of industries here. We've got the miner or the forge over across yonder. Um, that's Dugar's forge across the way there. Um, and we have the windmill smelter. It's one of the treasures of the town. It's the only one that I know of in existence. And across the river over there, we have the miller, and also we have our farmsteads out there to grow the grain to feed everyone, and also the bakeries out that way as well. And we have um
I'm sorry. What is it that we were asking you? I'm not quite sure what.
I was asking about, problems, and then I don't know what just happened.
I think
Oh.
he started rambling.
I have a tendency to do that. I was telling you about the town. It's my town, it's my home. I like to talk about it. I apologize.
We'll be
What was
here
the
for a
question
while,
again?
so I'm sure we'll get plenty acquainted with the town.
Oh, of course. I hope you spend quite a few days here at my inn. Oh, would you guys be requiring lodging? I forgot to ask. I apologize.
Probably, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Well, excellent, excellent. We do actually have our our inn is our rooms are across the way over there. I'll lead you to those later, but um let me tell you about a few of the things kind of going on in town right now. Well, firstly, I'm sure you'll find this out by if you talk to anyone in the town. It does appear that um the mayor's daughter has gone missing. Um
No.
her name is Mayra. Um and she she went missing about 5 days ago. The last time anyone saw her, she was in her garden. I'm sure the mayor will be happy to tell you all about it. And just to let you know, after you go talk to the mayor, I'd really appreciate if you came down and talked to me, and I'll tell you what actually happened.
Okay.
Also, uh, unfortunately, and you don't have to worry about this. In fact, it's been quite a boon for me, unfortunately, even though it's been not too great for the townsfolk, and a couple of people have gotten pretty sick, and they've died. Only a couple though. I wouldn't advise you to drink out of the river. Uh, I've been selling quite a bit more ale recently, as that seems to be the only other thing people are willing to drink. They don't want to travel up to the noble quarter to get any water from the well, and so uh, people have been drowning their sorrows in ale. But anyone who
Question.
drinks, yes, less.
The river water that people are drinking, are they boiling it first or just drinking it straight out the river?
Oh, just drinking it straight from the river. We've never needed to boil it in the past, so no one seems to be doing that.
Has somebody tried boiling the water from the river?
Well, I wouldn't rightly know. I guess that's something you might ask the miller over there. He's the one that usually handles the drinking water for the town. Um, but no, we haven't tried boiling it. That's an excellent idea.
So people have
Hey,
been getting
Misty.
sick from that?
What was that last?
People have been getting sick from the water?
Yes, it appears so. We've had one or two deaths, but really, people just seem to get a general malaise, and and some vomiting and other. Well, we're in an inn. I don't want to go into it, but yes, the old crone. She's been looking for somebody to go out and collect her some ingredients to make what she says is a cure for it. She says that she needs some stuff down south at the old swamp to make a cure for whatever seems to be ailing the townsfolk. You'll find the old crone. She's down south. She goes by the name Tina. Um, Also, it appears um um I've been having some miners come into my bar lately, and they've been telling me about some strange sounds that they've been hearing out of one of the new mine shafts that they dug down in there, and they've had to brick it up so that nothing happens. They've had a couple people head down there and not come back, so they've bricked up the shaft and nobody's allowed down there right now. But supposedly there's quite a bit of ore down there, so they've been looking for somebody to go take care of that as well. And also, this is a personal problem of mine. I probably solve it myself, but if you guys wouldn't mind looking into it, I have been having somebody that's stealing some of my alcohol, just breaking into my cellar and taking it. It's only been a couple barrels so far, but definitely been a problem to us. And I was talking to uh, old Tinsel down at the stables, and she's been telling me that some of their shipments have been getting ambushed as they ship them down south to Aladoon. She said only certain ones, mind you, but that's what Tinsel tells me. And I've heard about a couple of other things around town. Can't rightly remember right now, but I'm sure if you talk to some of the people in the town, they'll have some other quests or tasks for you while you're walking around.
Yeah, I mean, you've provided quite a plethora of information. I would probably say that the missing girl is probably the most pressing, so we'll probably start there, right? Or anyone?
I agree.
Well,
Makes sense.
if you want to find out a little bit more about going into Ugna, um,
Ribbit.
if you'd like to find out a little bit more about the mayor's daughter, I could head up north to the mayor's house. You'll probably have to send word with his guards before they'll let you in. And just a word of advice: take whatever you hear from that mayor with a grain of salt. Grain of salt. He does like himself some self. Let me tell you.
Can I insight check him to see if this is if he's
Absolutely.
Nice.
Uh, he is like this guy is like an open book. Like
okay?
he's not lying about anything. He's
So
telling you
he seems trustworthy.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Um, but is there anything
Hmm.
else that you guys wanted to know about? I am the only inn in town, so I hear a lot of rumors and stories and whatnot. Sometimes it's hard to parse what's true and what's not, but I do my best.
So, the lengthy list that you just gave us isn't what you've been hearing in town?
Well, it's some of the things. Seems to be the major problems. I guess the old Tinsel, she had a mare come up lame the other day. I don't know if you guys know a whole lot about horses, but maybe go down there and help her out with that. Let's see what else has been going on around town. Well, uh, the grain farms. I guess this is valid information for you. But the grain farm up north, they haven't been able to use the water from the river to water the crops, and so they've been having a mighty tough time getting those crops to grow. And if you can't get the crops to grow, it really affects a lot of things around here. What else? And he kind of like rubbing his chin, kind of thinking. He's like, well, we had a dog go missing. It ran out into the
Okay,
forest.
I think we have enough to start off on. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
That
Oh,
sounds
good. Good. Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. Can I
I'll
get you
take
guys
my
anything else?
alcohol to go, and no, that's it.
Well, excellent. And he pours all of you guys another drink from the cask that he has on the bar,
I
and he
would like
says,
another glass of milk. Remember, I'm not drinking ale.
"Oh, I'm sorry about that." And he pours you another glass of milk, and he says, "Can me or my wife get you guys anything else?"
I'm
No.
gonna tip him a gold.
Um, he says, "Oh, thank you kindly. This one was on the house, but I do appreciate any gratuity that you offer me." Um,
As soon as we get
And
paid, we start doing gold tips.
I
what?
didn't
What?
I didn't hear you.
As Rex is at the party. As soon as we get paid, we start tipping everyone in gold.
Yeah, it's it's usually what happens.
Um, and kind of as he takes the coin, he kind of tucks it into his apron, and as that happens, another patron comes up and he steps over to him and uh, he's like, "Oh, how you doing? Back from the mines today?" And he launches into the same kind of starts telling him about what's going on around the town, and uh, you hear as he talks about the mines and how he just came back from rotation and got his tent set up and all that kinds of stuff. Um, so as you guys kind of step away from the bar and you look around, you see that there's about 4 or 5 people hanging out in the bar. Um, it's up to you if you want to go talk to anybody or if you want to go get started on something else.
uh, I don't.
I mean, I'm content with walking up to the
I
mayor.
will tell you this. Um, Almost every single person in the town is like a named character. Like they don't necessarily have any information that you guys need to know, but I have lots of characters that have their lives going on in this town. So if you want to ever talk to anyone, they do have a life and they will tell you about it, and you never know who might give you a quest.
Okay. What?
Um,
Oh, it's like what time is it right now?
it is currently about 2 o'clock. After you guys
Okay.
spent about a half an hour talking to the barkeeper and eating and drinking and stuff.
I guess we could just head up to theirs and I
Yep.
think we all agree that was the most important thing right now.
I think did we figure out where the mayor lives?
North?
He said up north, I think, because yeah,
Okay.
like north to the north because the crone was in the south. So, yeah,
Um,
it was to the north, I believe.
so let me move
Yes.
you guys over to the city map. And move myself to the city map. Okay, so you guys are currently at the inn. Um,
Oh, I see.
and you guys want to head
Oh
up
yeah.
to the mayor's house?
Sure. Oh wait, do we see any guards around at all?
Yeah,
Out
because I
in
think we needed to send word with them that we're coming.
so in front of the inn, you don't see any guards. Um, as you guys kind of like, are you gonna head out in that direction?
Mm-hmm.
So as you
Where?
guys kind of like start heading towards the to the north along this road here, you do see uh somebody that is wearing like a chainmail hubric. Is that what they're called? I think so. Uh, and he's got like a metal helm on, and he has a sword at his hip, and he's wearing a white kind of tabard, with like a blue kind of what's that thing that goes over the tabard? Like an apron, I guess they call it. With what appears to be a fist gripping a hammer on his kind of like chest area, and he looks like like he's on patrol.
Sir? Hi.
And he looks at you and he's like, "Citizen,
We will require an audience with the mayor, so can you send ahead and let them know that we're on our way?
and he looks at you kind of up and down and he says, "And what business do you have with the mayor?"
I'm sure he would want some way to find about how we could go about looking for his missing daughter.
Oh, and his eyes kind of like brighten up and he looks around and he says, "Okay, I actually don't need to send any word ahead. He's got some guards out in front of his place. Just leave word with them. They'll go up and get him for you. By the way, uh, my name is find his name. I'm gonna have to organize these a little better so I find them.
What do needs outside?
Uh,
Oh, no, I got it.
so he says, um, my name's Felton Diggs. Pleasure to meet you all. Are you the ones that the mayor sent for to come figure out what's going on around here?"
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, once you guys go meet with the mayor, come on down to me and I'll tell you what really happened, okay? So head on up
Okay.
there, and when you're done, you can find me. And he kind of points off to the north in the same direction that you guys are heading. He's like, "See that tall tower over there? Yeah, that's the watchtower. I get stationed there from 4 to 6 o'clock every night. So if you guys want to stop by, I'd be happy to kind of meet with you and let you know what's going on. Or if I'm not there and you guys get there a little bit later, my compatriot Bella will be up there and she'd be happy to tell you as well. It's a pleasure to meet you." And he shakes all your hands and he's like, "What's all of your names?" And we'll assume you guys just give him your names. That way we don't have
Yeah.
to do this with
Okay.
every single person.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's like, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Is there anything else I can help you guys with today?"
Not
Oh, I don't
presently.
think so.
Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Felton Diggs.
You're welcome, Ayla. I appreciate the kindness. And he kind of like bows to you and says, "Well, have a good day." He continues on his path. And you guys make your way up to the north towards the mayor's house, and you see as you kind of like make your way into this kind of cleft in between the hills that there's this massive kind of mansion built kind of up away from everything else, and there's a large kind of wrought iron gate or fence all the way around the front of it. And in the courtyard is a large circular fountain with water kind of squirting up out of the middle and coming down, running down these terraced kind of ponds down into a large basin at the bottom. And there's grass that appears to be finely manicured, and a cobblestone path that leads um up to the front door. And standing in where the gate has these two kind of stone, not watchtowers, but like gatehouses, if you will. And standing in front of one of the gatehouses, kind of leaning against the wall, is this man with uh he's wearing the same kind of uniform that Felton was wearing, but whereas Felton's uniform was like finely kept and polished and looked nice, this one has kind of like stains around the tails of his tabard, and the chainmail looks to be slightly rusted in several places, and his hat or his helm is kind of like sitting askew on his head, and he's leaning against the wall, kind of like with his spear kind of underneath his arm, leaning against the wall, and he appears to be dozing. What are you guys gonna do?
Takes effort to look that disheveled.
I'm gonna
Uh,
use. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
He kind of and he kind of wipes his sleep from his eyes, and he's like, "What are you doing here? You surprised me. Don't sneak up on people like that."
And I'm gonna look at me and look at all of them, and then kind of point to the trail of dust that followed our footprints. Okay.
Uh, what do you want?
Well, we believe we might be of assistance to your mayor. I heard he's missing a daughter.
Oh, that he kind of spits on the ground, and he's like, "Nah, that trollop ran off with the mayor's son. She'll be back any day now. She'll get
I'm
bored with him."
sorry. What?
Or the innkeeper's son.
Oh.
Uh,
Sure needs a little bit
that
of a
trollop ran
concern
off
there.
with old Gus's son. That's what happened. She'll be back any day now. She'll get tired of that stupid brat. Come on back, freaking begging for forgiveness.
Right. I was telling the kids to go to bed. I think I missed what just happened. So the mayor's daughter ran off with Gus's son?
Yes.
Or according
Okay.
to this guard, at least.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
What do you need to see the mayor about that? I already told you all you need to know.
Um, except that many other people told me that there's something, told us that there's something more to the story. Now, wouldn't you want to be safe than sorry and get some assistance, just making sure that she's actually okay before your mayor is daughterless?
And he kind of looks at you and he says, I bet I know who told you something different. Gus down at the inn. I bet you he was telling you something completely different."
You know, the mayor actually called for us, so it's
He
the mayor who told us different.
Yeah, some of just.
looks at you and he says, "What does he need with you lot?"
That's what we're trying to find out, but you won't let us in.
Come back later. You're wasting my time.
No.
No.
Leans back against
Not gonna walk back up this hill. I'm old.
and he like, "Ugh, can't you see I'm trying to take a nap here? What do you want me to do about it?
Get the mayor.
He's too busy for all of you."
Check.
Roll a. How do you want to convince him?
I guess intimidation.
There you go. Roll an intimidation check.
God damn it! The fuck?
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Yeah, and who's gonna make me?"
I will. We will.
And he kind of scoffs and he's like, "Oh, I'm real afraid."
I'm gonna pull out my quarterstaff and stick it under his chin and like push up a little bit
Yeah, that thing hurts.
and
To
just
try to scratch my
and just
back with that. No.
and just look at him. And I'll
Rolling
say,
it.
repeat what you said, Ayla.
Get.
Roll intimidation.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're telling me? Or
Uh huh. I was gonna have actually. So Ayla, you were trying. Perfect. I was gonna say with advantage. So he kind
oh
of
yeah.
like his eyes go wide and like his hat kind of falls off of him and he like backs up into the wall. He's like, "Okay, okay, we don't need any problems here. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go get somebody." Jeez, man. Crazy lady. And he turns around and he opens the gate and he's like, "You guys stay here." Fucking crazy. Closes the gate and goes running up um towards the manor house. And you guys kind of wait around for a couple of minutes and you see is there appears to be like some traffic heading to the west, as you see like wagons seem to be coming into town and other wagons leaving towards the west. And over by that tower that you guys see, as you guys are standing out in front of the mayor's house, it looks like there's no like stuff on the bottom, but it's actually like a wooden tower, and it has like a door that goes into it. It's got wooden sides, and you see as every kind of cart that comes in, um, a guard steps out from the watchtower and stops the cart, looks through the back just to make sure things are okay, and waves them on through. But it appears like everyone that stops and talk to this guard, they know each other, and they have like pleasant conversations. And he's like, "Oh, how you doing, Todd? Yep, just gonna check the back." And he checks everything in. He's like, "All right, go on through," type of stuff. And about um, 30 minutes later, this is a long wait.
This place reminds me of my original. Nice.
So, 2:30, guys meet with the guards. All this matters. And about 3 o'clock, which takes you guys about 15-20 minutes to get up here, and then you wait for him. About 3 o'clock, you see as the guard comes running back, and he steps through the gate, and he's like, "All right, Elton will see you." And he opens the gate, and he's like, "Just head up there to the front door, and somebody will be there to meet you."
Okay.
All
Yep.
right.
So you guys head through the gate, and you make your way up to this house, and it's towering and huge and enormous and eloquent and gaudy. And you walk up to the door, and as you kind of reach towards this, it's got these huge oaken doors with stained glass windows set into holes cut within, and it's a double door, and it's got these two kind of silver rings on the door. And as you reach to grab one, and the door opens up, and a kind of youngish looking human girl is standing there, and she's wearing what appears to be like really nice maid's clothes. Is standing in the door, and she's like, "Oh, some guests, come in, come in, the mayor would love to see you. First let me guide you to the sitting room." And as you guys go in, you guys are here. And she leads you into like what's kind of like a foyer, um, with like silk cushioned benches against the walls, and a finely woven carpet across the middle of the room. And she says, "If you'd like to remove any coats or weapons of any kind, there are some chests next to the benches to store your belongings."
Are you telling us to, or asking if we would like to?
Yes, please remove your weapons. The mayor does not like violence.
Well, then we should be fine, regardless.
If you would please.
Weapons don't. Disregard.
I mean, you guys have magic. She doesn't know
It's
that though.
okay. I,
I'll put my quarterstaff in there because I got dim fist.
yeah, like I'll put my bow and everything, but yeah, I have
And
very
I'll just
powerful
smirk
magic.
at her. Like, this would do nothing to save you,
Okay.
Mayor.
Yeah, you can tell that she's not going to search you or anything. But any obvious weapons, she kind of like eyeballs if you don't put them away. Is everyone going to do that? Are you going to resist, Caden?
Yeah, because last time I put something precious to me in a chest, it disappeared.
What kind of an asshole DM would do something like
I don't
that?
know.
What
So,
a fucking jerk
no,
that guy is.
to him in character, because his rapier, he's gonna.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll put everything but this in there. Sorry.
Sir, I apologize, but I can assure you nothing will happen to your belongings.
Yeah, that's cool. But I'm keeping it.
Cool words, bro.
You can tell she seems kind of like nervous and like starts kind of wringing her hands.
Let me see.
And she says, please, sir.
Please, sir.
It's a ceremonial sword. It's not really like a real one.
I don't want to be a dumb.
So,
I'll stay out here.
and she kind of like takes a deep breath and she says, no, that won't work either.
No, it's
And
fine.
kind of like
I'll stand outside and I'll have my owl be in my place.
this kind of calm like demeanor that she has kind of like fades away, and she's like, no, I'm sorry. Please, sir, if I don't take your weapons, I'll get in trouble. But if you don't come in, I'll get in trouble too.
I will come in. I'll just be a bird.
Sir, I don't want there to be any issues here, but please, just I
Hold on,
promise you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to see if if I have like an illusion spell that I could like make it look like it disappears. Can't you just make it look like it's gone? Like, don't you have?
No. I checked.
Oh, never mind. I don't have minor illusion.
And she kind of like looks over her shoulder, and then she looks at you. And are you wearing like a cloak or anything?
Me?
No, Caden.
Yeah, it's like a giant, more like crocheted shawl thing, but.
And she looks at you and she says, "Could you just hide it, just so he doesn't see it, please?"
Yeah, I'll do that best I can. I'll stand in the back.
She says, "Thank you. I almost forgot. I should give you my name.
Do you want me to roll to see how well I hide?
Yeah, yes." And she says,
I just want to see how well he hides it.
My name
if it's bad.
is Tara. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. And I will take you to see. Hold on, I didn't see.
What is it that you do for the mayor?
Oh yes, I'm his housemaid. I cook and I clean and I maintain the mansion. I run the house staff, and I'm his servant. Um, and
Do
sorry.
you know what happened to the mayor's daughter? Do you have any suspicions?
And she kind of smiles kind of weakly, and she says, "Well, I'll let the mayor tell you his side, and then when
I
you're
want to
done."
know your side
um,
before we talk to the mayor.
and she says, "Well, he's waiting right now, and I don't want to keep him waiting, but I promise afterwards I'll be sure to tell you my side of the story. Right this way, all of you. Come with me." And she kind of opens the next door and leads you into this large kind of entry hall with a fountain, a long fountain in the middle of the room. And there's these two kind of like gilded doors that stand open against the northern end of the room, and she leads you through this kind of extravagant entry hall to this circular room um with kind of elegant stairs leading up to the second floor and a landing over the top looking down into this room. And she leads you up the stairs to the second floor and down several hallways until she brings you to um a large room, and she opens the door, and as you enter, you see like a large oak desk, and you see all this like gilded tapestries and artistic wall hangings all around the room, and sitting in front of or behind the desk is um a tall man. You see a tall, thin man with thick oiled mustaches, and he has a long, kind of gaunt face with a sharp chin and a beak-like nose. He has bright blue eyes and black, slick back hair, he's dressed in like a black suit, with like high kind of starched white shirt beneath with high collars. He's wearing black slacks with like finely um polished boots with silver buckles on them, and so I want to show you this guy so you can get an idea of what he looks like. Put him in roll 20. There you are.
Alistair.
Do you guys hear him in the background?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Okay,
cute.
so
He's very amused today.
Yeah, he's having a blast with whatever he's watching. It's like some Jello Mario thing or something. It's like a game, but it's modded to be all Jello-y.
so this is the man that you kind of walk in and see behind the desk, and a woman is kind of standing in the background. She's
It's Rhett
tall.
Butler.
What's up?
But it's Rhett Butler.
Is it actually that person? But
No.
oh,
Is it who? What? Never mind. Never mind.
Rhett Butler.
Gone off the wind. Rhett Butler.
Oh! Yeah! Anyway, sorry.
So
No,
you
yeah,
see
I'm
this
sorry
woman
too.
kind of standing in the corner, kind of like out of the way, and she's very kind of thin and graceful, and she's wearing a blue dress that kind of like hugs her curves, and you can tell. Are any of you guys elves?
Nope.
Nope.
Do any of you guys have any experience with elves?
Yes.
Was Alar an elf?
Yes, he
Then
was an elf.
yes.
Is there a bunch of elves in the Feywild?
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
So you can tell that this woman is an elf. And she has blonde hair kind of tied back in braids. You can tell that her dress is very finely made out of the finest silks, and it's dyed a color that's quite difficult to reproduce. And she's wearing a silver belt, like a silver chain belt that she has clasped with a um like a clasp that has like an emerald embedded in it. And the man kind of stands up and he's like, um, yes, finally you're here. Of course, I had to wait so long. Um, come in, come in. And he motions you guys all in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you the ones that I requested help? It's taken so long, weeks in fact. I
Well,
have no
we're here
patience for
now.
this. And he kind of sneers at you and he says, I'm the mayor. Watch how you talk to me.
You requested our help and you're going to talk down to us?
And he kind of sneers at you and he says, I talk this way to everyone that's beneath me. Now,
Does that... Well, then I
Well,
guess
I
we can
think
just
we
take ourselves out of this and you can
Yes.
deal with your last daughter on your own.
No.
Let's go.
Look,
Let's go
Goodbye.
figure
wait
out
one
one of these
second.
other issues the town is
Okay, he
dealing
might
with.
be an asshole, sir. You're an asshole. However, his daughter is probably not an asshole. I think I know why she's missing now. But
Yes,
we should
I
gather
believe
as
she
much
probably
information as we can from you.
trying to get as far away from your ass as possible.
he looks at you all and he says, excuse me, would you like me to call the guard immediately?
What are you
You're-
gonna? What's he gonna do? Do you know who we are?
I don't care who you are. Do you know who I am?
No,
We
I
don't care who you are.
Yeah, see.
I am
Look at this
Elton.
little one over here. She doesn't give a fuck. What's
I
wrong?
am-
Why do I sound like an old, like uncle?
I am Elton Graves. I'm the mayor of this town. You're in my home, and I expect to be treated with some respect.
Well, you requested our help, and you're not treating us with respect. Like calls
Fine.
to like, my friend.
Whatever. I will deal with this later. Whatever. Sit down. Let me explain to you what happened.
I'll remain standing. Thank you.
Whatever makes you feel better, peasants. And he sits down at his desk and he says, "All right, my daughter has gone missing. Gus, the innkeeper's son, has kidnapped her. I need you to find her immediately."
Well, we're definitely gonna look into it and make sure she's okay.
When was the last time you saw her? Was it in the garden, or did you see her after that?
I saw her out hanging out with that miscreant from the inn out in the garden. My servant said they were flirting together. Disgusting. Lowering yourself to the peasants. Anyways, I saw her with him. That's the only explanation. She had to have gone with him.
Are you the one investigating this, or are we?
Well, I have the information you need. You're here at my behest, and you work for me, so go find my daughter.
You are speculating. Let us figure it out. Let us ask the question.
Fine, fine. What questions do you have?
You answered the question I had. Come on, guys. What other questions do we have?
um, is there anywhere that you know that they would like to hang out?
Well, the servants have told me they tend to go off into the woods and collect flowers and other mundane things that they do out there. I think he was trying to convince her that he was going to go off on a grand adventure. She wrote letters in her journal about it.
Can we investigate her room and take a look at that?
Tara, can you take care of that when they're finished here? And she kind of
And
nods and says, "Of course, sir." What else?
That's pretty useful information. So you said they go out in the woods and pick flowers. Do you know like a specific area? Maybe if not, you don't know exactly where they go, where the general youth like to sneak off to.
Well, I know my daughter had a soft spot for all of the miners that seem to be going missing in this godforsaken town. So she often finds herself in the miners' camp asking questions. She sees herself as somewhat of a detective.
Good information, but also not exactly what I asked for. But that is very useful. I think that should have been said earlier. Yeah, okay.
Keep on spelling
uh,
minors as minors.
so am I. And it's driving me crazy. And then mayor with an E. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it.
What the fuck?
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Oh.
He looks at you guys and he says, "I just want to make this very clear. My daughter is not like all the other trollops in this town. If she's gone missing, it's because that person took her. She didn't
At
leave.
that, I walk out. I just leave the room. But go ahead, you can finish.
He kind of sneers at, like, watches you go and says, "Good riddance to that one. I question your guys' competency if you have people like that on your crew."
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna walk out now too.
And he watches you go as well, and he looks at you, Caden, and he says, "Is this how you run this group?"
I don't run this group. It just kind of is.
So which one of you is in charge? Is it the little girl there?
Yeah.
Yep. Don't worry, we'll take care of this,
I'm
sir.
still
Have a good
listening at
day.
the door.
Iris walks out.
And he looks at you, Caden, the only one standing in front of you, and he says, "Is this the kind of behavior I can expect from all of you? Maybe I should just send you all home or lock you in the dungeons and get somebody new."
I mean, you don't particularly have the authority or power to do that. But yeah, you can pretty much expect that.
As you say that, and he kind of smiles like this kind of like sinister smile, and he says, "Oh, try me."
I wasn't going to. Don't really care to. You're a bit beneath me, but I'm gonna head out now as well.
He says-
"Come in, Iris."
He says, "Stop! Before you go, let me explain something to you. I don't like your kind in my town.
What,
I don't
tieflings
like
or?
people with the stupid horns and the weird skin.
Well,
We have another one of those that finds himself homeless in the burned out temple. If you continue with this behavior towards me, you must understand. This is my town. I have a lot of power here.
mhm.
And if you continue treating me the way that you guys have chosen to treat me, I'll give you a pass as your outsiders. But trust me, this is not the behavior that I expect. I demand respect from from my servants."
I feel like that was an actual mistake he just said.
And he says, if you continue this, you'll find yourself in a similar situation to that homeless thing that resides in the temple over there.
No.
Now, let me explain something to you, okay? A lot of things have been going on in this town, okay? I invited you here because I felt that the tower likes to claim that they are the best investigators in the land. So I thought that maybe I'd send for some help. But if you guys can't accomplish the goal, there will be repercussions. However, if you bring my daughter back safely, there will be vast rewards. Understand, I have lots of things at my disposal to reward you handsomely.
It's
I
funny.
need you to
Did you
find my daughter and bring her back.
Yes.
Against her will, if you have to.
No. Essentially, me and the group, we didn't even know you sent for us. We kind of bullshitted our way into this room. So whether you sent for us or not, we didn't come for you. We came for the better of people. And if that means not bringing your daughter back, then we won't.
Well, let me explain something to you, sir.
You do a lot
The
of
reason,
that.
the reason,
Chicken butt.
shut up and let me finish. The reason I'm such a perfect mayor
Perfect.
is I live
Don't make me.
for the admiration of people like you. And let me
You
tell
just
you,
hear me laughing behind the door.
the peasants in this town live to admire me. So make sure that when you're out there, you understand who's
Laughing
the
even
power in
harder.
this town.
You guys are literally just hearing me and Yue, just like we're not even trying to
Busting
stifle
out
our
laughing.
laughs.
Oh man, I am going to have to write down that this person fucking hates you.
I don't know why
You should
we
my
keep
notes on
doing this
him.
to people in your campaign. We're just like, we don't like this person. We're just gonna be complete assholes, like to Soma, now to this
Well,
guy.
you ain't never put up with that shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And he says, before you leave my presence and brighten my office, and I am done with you, a couple more things.
Really?
Iris
could-
is gonna walk in disguised. While she's outside, she's gonna disguise herself to look like a freaking corpse, and she's gonna stomp back in. You listen to us. We are here to do work, and we are not here to be playthings for you. We will do our job, and then we will leave. Do you understand?
Wait, you came in
Soon
walking.
as you-
You dressed as a zombie?
Yeah, she looks like a full dead corpse.
I love it.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do?
Okay,
Wait a second.
I
Wait a
don't
second. Wait a
stab
second.
you.
Okay, I'm going to use my. Okay, actually, I don't know if I can do this, but I have the mask of many faces. Okay, and I have disguise self, and I think I could use mask of many faces without using a spell slot. So
Okay.
As a warlock, yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to take Iris's lead and disguise myself as a zombie as well,
You guys are
and then walk
fucking hilarious.
in, and just add that extra like intimidation,
I'm gonna.
death will roll upon your doorstep.
You hear like this kind of high pitched scream, and he kind of like ducks behind the desk, and he's guards, murder guards.
Yue is now on the floor, just rolling. She thinks this is the greatest thing ever.
So,
And I'll be like, God,
Couple minutes later, you hear the pounding of
A couple minutes later.
Yeah,
like
but
not
by that
minutes,
time,
seconds.
see, I think by that time, I don't know.
Armor-clad footsteps rushing up the stairway.
I've released my form and slipped back out.
Yeah, and he's still behind the desk yelling, "Guards, murder! Guards!" And you see as two heavily armored individuals wearing like steel breastplates with chain shirts and iron helmets with broadswords in their hands come running down the hallway towards you with their swords raised.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, there were just two undead things. Just I don't even know where they came from. They went,
Hands
help
up.
us!
I have no idea. I was out here.
Roll a deception check, Ayla.
Who? Oh, Ayla. Got it.
So they hear you and you like look kind of panicked and they're like, move aside, and they
Okay.
rush into the mayor's office. And kind of, "Mayor, what's the problem?" And he says, "Zombies, kill them!" And they look at him and, "Where, sir?" Like, "They're right there, you idiots!" You're like, "I apologize, sir, but there's only this man here." And he kind of like peeks up over the desk and says, where did they go? You saw them. Where did they go?"
I think you've been drinking from the water here.
And he kind of like stops and looks at the guards, kind of stands up and straightens his suit. And he says, "That was just a drill. Good job. Now get out of my office. I have to finish talking to this one."
And I'll just look at the guards and with my eyes, like my eyebrows lifted up, and I'll do like the twirl around my ear, like.
They have like
Crazy.
So as they're kind of walking by you, you see that they are well-trained guards. They kind of try to stay stone-faced, but as they're kind of walking away, you see as one of their kind of lips kind of twitches into like a smile as he walks down the hallway. And the mayor like looks at you and he's fucking pissed right now.
And
He
I just give him a big smile.
says, I see how this is going to go. Excellent. I'll remember this.
It's gonna go excellent.
Anyways.
That's good to hear.
And he takes another deep breath and he's like, and kind of rubs his forehead for a second. And he says, "I understand that you're new here, and so I'm not surprised by some of your behavior. I will correct it. But before you go, I want you to have this." And he throws a piece of paper at you, and it like bounces. Or do you want to try to catch it?
Sure.
Roll a dexterity check.
Okay. A check.
Rolls a one.
Yeah, just a check.
Check out. 1, 2, 3.
It
Aw.
bounces off your chest and kind of falls to the
You can't
falls to the
do
floor.
that to me. I'm an old man.
And he says, "That's a letter that my daughter wrote when she left."
All right.
I think you
Also,
could give that to us in the beginning. That would have been a lot more helpful than your sneering.
and he looks at Tara and he says, and he kind of like nods at her, and she closes the door in your face. Um,
I open it back up, and I'm like, "Do you want my help or not?"
and
It's
again,
enough.
just another deep breath, and he's like, "Oh, this is going to be fun."
It's actually the most fun I've had with you, eh?
And he looks at you and he says, "I don't know why I bother asking this. I don't care what happens to them, but it's costing me money. The mine foreman has informed me that they've had to wall up one of their shafts. I need you to go look into that and solve that problem as well."
Well, after we figure out what's going on with your daughter, it's on the list.
Of course,
Wait.
it's secondary
wait.
to what I've tasked you with.
Say please.
He just smiles at you
And
like
so does she.
this like sinister smile, and he kind of nods and he says, okay, we'll play this game. And he kind of sits down back behind his desk and he puts his feet up and he says, we'll see who's more powerful. We'll see. Now, can you get out of my office?
I'm
I mean,
already gone.
I can.
As soon as he put his feet up, I just walked away.
How big is this office?
Probably like 30, 40 feet by 30 feet.
Is it like lit up from outside or just candles and
Uh,
torches?
It's lit up inside with mirrored torches on all of the walls, and he has like a glowing orb sitting on his desk to provide light for his desk.
Okay, but just for the irony of like what he said, it'll be brighter when we leave. As I leave the room, I'll use thaumaturgy to snuff out the lights.
Ah.
So you walk out the door and all the lights go out,
Oh,
and you
I
just
thought it would be brighter. That's weird.
and you just hear him laugh and say, "Tara, get them out of my house." And Tara closes the door as she says, "Yes, sir." And she walks up to you guys and she looks at all of you and she kind of like smirks and she says, "That was amazing."
And you guys you're not going to get in trouble for any of that, are you?
And like the smile kind of fades from her face and she says, "It also was really stupid, guys. I know I just met you, but that was not smart."
I'm old. I'm done being smart.
And
He needs to be brought down a peg or two. Or
And
5, I don't know.
she starts to lead you kind of back down the stairs and she kind of looks over her shoulder and she says, "While I agree with you, he does have a lot of power in this town.
Who gives him that power?
The mining corporation and the
But
merchant.
who will enforce it if challenged?
He controls all of the military in this town. He has access to hundreds of soldiers."
If
So
he
we have
wants
to.
to know what's causing this issue with the mine, though, he's going to need our help. And if he can't treat us with some, micron of respect, how does he expect that to get done?
And she looks at you and she says, "Understand, this town, he controls this entire town. Money doesn't pass through this town without his fingers touching it first. Nothing passes through this town without his say so. And he doesn't care about his daughter. It's the only reason you're here is because of the disgrace that her disappearance brings to him. It's not really important to him if you find his daughter. All he cares about is what it looks like."
Hmm, interesting.
Well, I used to steal from people like him back in the day. Maybe.
And she kind of like grabs your wrist and she says, "If you're caught, he'll take your hands."
Well, yeah.
What? Doing what? Stealing?
I let him try to steal my hands. Steal my hands.
And
anyways, I don't plan on stealing today.
You continue out through the kind of entryway, and as you're going, she says, I totally understand where you guys are coming from. He's a pain to deal with, but I don't think you guys are understanding. Like, you guys may be powerful adventurers or whatever you are, but
No, we get our ass kicked all the time. This one died.
he's made people disappear.
Well, I could do that.
And
I cast greater invisibility. I'm just kidding. I don't have that spell. But that would have been a perfect time to do it.
She kind of stops.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Just.
She kind of stops in front of you and like looks at all of you, kind of, and her eyes get a little watery. She says, "Listen, Elsie was my friend, and so I want you to find her. But understand, if you continue treating the mayor this way, he'll make your life very difficult. I I just want to warn you. We don't have to discuss it anymore, but I am warning you. He's not a man to be taken lightly. Now, if you guys don't mind, we can head outside and we can talk about Elsie and maybe we can help you find her.
I was thinking about talking to the help
Uh,
about her relationship with the boy and what they think, because I feel like they'd be more forthcoming and would know more than her father would.
of of course, but I will tell you the staff is other than me, the staff has been informed to they'll be probably too afraid to speak to you.
Mm.
Working for Elton is not an easy job.
Yeah.
So let's head outside, and she kind of leads you guys outside. And once she closes the door, she kind of looks around to make sure no one is like watching her. And she says, "Listen, last time that I saw Elsie, she was in the garden uh with Darius. They were over there," and she points to like this kind of like hedge area where there's like a bench and there's like rose bushes kind of growing around the bench, and there's like a flower beds kind of extending along the hedge as well. And I believe that they were she was flirting with him, but I'll be honest, I never saw Darius as somebody that she would be interested in.
Hold on. You said her name was Myra.
That's what did I say last time?
Elsie. You just said
Yes.
Elsie.
Yeah, I meant Myra is that name. I have them transposed in my notes.
So Myra is
Correct. Myra is the
the
daughter.
daughter. Okay.
Elsie
And
is the wife, his wife.
oh, the
Oh,
elf lady?
yes.
Oh, I thought she worked for him. Okay.
Um, I never saw Darius as somebody that would be with Myra.
Like on is that feeling neutral, like they're just friends on both
Well,
sides, or was he more interested than she was?
well, the thing is Darius has always been kind of like shy and awkward. He's never really been one that had any luck with the girls, and Myra isn't an easy girl to catch, if you know what I mean.
Do you?
Did you see the letters that the mayor was talking about?
Oh yeah, we have this letter from her.
So I know that
Or the journal, sorry.
so I know that recently she's been writing about him in her journal and how dapper and funny and charismatic he is, which the words that I read in her journal are like writing about a different person that I've never known.
Well,
Hmm.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but also I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep in mind that when you're getting to know someone, they're a little different than what they would show everyone else. And sometimes if you're what they call demisexual, you don't really like anyone, and then once you see who they are, then they're the greatest thing in the world to you.
And
Or
she
it's someone that's using disguised self.
she kind of smiles at you as you say that, and she says, "Oh, I know about uh, infatuation or new love, and I've been in love a few times myself." And she kind of like blushes, um, and she says, "But and else, Myra's had many suitors, and and I know
Mm.
her type, and I don't think that's what this was."
Well, he did say that she was investigating missing minors. Maybe. Do you think this Darius knew something, or was he a minor? No, he worked for the.
Or Darius has nothing to do with this.
Well, I
I
will
mean,
say
that's
that
very possible too.
Yeah.
Myra liked to put on a show for the townsfolk. she knew how detestable her father was, and she didn't like being treated that way or being shunned by the people in the town. And so she pretended to care about what was going on, but I don't think it I don't want to speak bad about her. Maybe that was her goal, was to actually find out what's going on, but I believe that she was just going through the motions.
Can I insight check her just to
Yes.
see how,
Mhm.
if I can tell how honest she's really being?
Of course. So she seems sincere. Like, um of course, like, you can't tell if she actually knows what she's talking about, but she seems like she's being sincere, that she genuinely cares what's going to happen with Myra.
Okay.
Um uh, However, uh recently, of course, I know what's going on in this house. It's my job to know. Um I do know that Darius and her were talking about going on a grand adventure to find some treasure that he was offering her. I don't know if it was real or not, but that's what they were speaking of.
Like a treasure hunt?
Just kept saying we'll go on a grand adventure and we'll run away together.
Well, that would have been a good thing to say in the beginning.
But I don't think that she would leave. She likes her pampered lifestyle. Could you imagine a girl like her in the middle of the woods?
Yes.
She looks at you and just she says, "Well, maybe you can, but I couldn't."
I've been on
You,
their side. I used to go out in the woods every single day with the baker's boy.
And she says, "Well, it's not the same for peasants like us."
Yep. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
I mean, we sleep in regular beds. We're not surrounded by feathers and silk all the time.
Telling you that my room was about half the size of this house, and I had 3 feather beds in my own room because I had people that would sleep over, and I wanted them to be comfortable. I'm telling you, it's always possible.
And she kind of looks at you and, like, she clearly does not believe you. And she says, "Of course. Well, anyways, um I don't think that's the case with Myra."
Hmm. Well, I guess we can continue to ask around and see what everyone else's vibe check of them are. See if we could find any clues as to where they would have gone.
Of course, don't take my word for it. Ask around the town. My Now, since you guys are here, um if there's no other questions, I might have a task that you could help me with.
Mm.
Is that okay with you?
Well, I mean, it
maybe.
depends. We'll put it on the list because
In order of importance.
yeah.
Uh, she says, "Well, here's the thing. My father's fields have been having trouble growing. Have you heard about what's going on with the river?"
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm,
"Oh, you have. Well,
it's on the list.
unfortunately, the mayor has declared that we can't use any of the water from the river to water our crops, and if he can't water the crops, they're going to die, and if the crops die, then I can't express to you how many lives that will affect. Can you guys please just look into what's going on and maybe help find out what's going on with the river?"
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
If you go talk to my father, um, uh, goddamn, so many freaking characters. Um, where is it? So if you talk to my father, his name's Gerald, but people call him Rollo. He
What
lives.
is his name?
His name is Gerald. And if you want his last name is Winslow.
Where does he live?
He lives across the river in the thatch roofed house, kind of tucked away in between the fields.
And is there a bridge to get across the river?
Yes, there's actually two.
Okay.
There's the northern bridge, and there's another one to the south next to the fishmonger's hut.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Of
We
course.
didn't have to wade through it or something.
Now, if I don't get back, then Elton will do whatever he decides to do. But I do get off around 7 o'clock at night. So if you have any questions, you can meet me at my father's house as well.
Okay.
I'm there
Okay.
from 7 until usually around 6 or 7 in the morning.
You're okay.
And if I'm not there, you'll find me here any other time.
Okay.
And she says, did you guys have any other questions or anything else I can do for you?
I think that's it for right now.
Okay,
Was it worth checking her room? Yeah, we probably won't.
Yes, I mean, it couldn't hurt. If you'd like, I can lead you there.
Yes, please.
Might as well.
Okay. Absolutely. And she kind of actually says, we'll go to the back door, just in case. And she kind of leads you around kind of like the side of the house. And you go through this kind of wrought iron gate with vines and stuff growing along it. And you enter into this kind of like a veranda with like brick floors and like a mosaic on the ground. And it's got like a gazebo over this kind of like outdoor space with like grapevines growing along it, with like fruit kind of hanging down from the roof. And she leads you to this kind of like nice glass framed door, and she opens it into this huge room with a four-posted bed and silk sheets and feather comforters and feather pillows, and like this really nice kind of vanity against the wall with a really nice mirror. And there's all of these like perfumes and cosmetics kind of like neatly organized on the I just said the word. Why can't I remember? In the vanity. And there's these oaken dressers against one wall with really nice like handles. Basically, this is a super extravagant room. And she says, "This is Myra's room. Um, her journal is over there on the writing desk, and other than that, take a look at whatever you want and ask me any questions if you're curious about something." Um, so I probably should have made this
Is
room.
there a picture of her in the room?
Of the girl?
Yes.
Of Myra? So
Yes.
there is not a picture of Myra in the room. Do you voice this question out loud?
Is there a picture of my somewhere in the house or in the room?
She says, "Oh yes, of course. There's a family portrait, um, in the veranda. I'll point it out to you when we leave."
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do in here?
Cocaine.
I'd like to search the desk thingy.
The writing desk or the vanity?
The writing desk.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh shit. Shit. Oh, nice.
Excellent. So you kind of walk over to the writing desk and you see it's got this like kind of nice
That's better.
plush chair sitting in front of it, and it's made out of cherry wood, and it's got like little drawers for pens and inks and stuff like that. And as you kind of start shuffling through, you see a journal, and as you kind of shuffle through the journal, you see that for for the majority of the entries, it's just her talking about how boring it is in this town, and how her father's an asshole, and there's lots of entries about men that are courting her, and most of them are about nobles and other mayors' sons, and um, like rich men that are way too old for her, and a lot of it's just her bitching and complaining. And then about 3 weeks from today, she talks about, and what was that date? I need to write it down. Or actually, it is written. Let me find it. Um, so, let's see. Where is it? It's July 3rd. One. So on June 8th, there's an entry that catches your eyes. And you're reading through, and the day before is just more, rich girl angst. And then you get to June 8th, and you see an entry, and she says, uh, I never thought this would happen, but I started talking to uh, Dorian, the nerdy, kind of slow, hard to understand innkeeper's son.
Darius.
Darius.
What did I say his name was?
Dorian.
Dorian.
And I just went with it because
Dorian
Dorian
Storm.
from Throne of Glass.
Oh,
I was
I
yeah.
wrote
like,
that
oh,
too.
wait a second, that's not right.
Dorian is Critical Role guy. Darius, the innkeeper's son. I never saw him like this, but we met in the inn today as we were drinking and dancing, and we talked all night. And he just came back from what he called a grand adventure, where he went off and he said he had an adventure, and he killed monsters and found treasure, and he even gave me a silver necklace that he said he found on his adventure. I can't wait to see him again. And then you see multiple entries of, oh, I spent time with Darius again today, and uh, about like 5 or 6 days later on the uh, on the 12th of June, you find an entry that says, I think I'm falling in love with Darius, but my father will never approve. Um, every time he sees us in the garden, he stands there and watches us from his balcony, and I can see the sneer on his face, but I don't care. It actually is exciting that it makes him so angry. And then several days later, on the 16th, uh, there's an entry where she says, Darius is talking about taking me on his next adventure. It'd be so grand to get out of this dusty mining town with all the sounds and loud noises and poor people. And then um, on the uh, 19th, there's an entry, and it says, I think we're going to leave tomorrow. I'm I'm going to pack all of my things tonight, and we'll leave in the morning. And then that is the last entry.
Okay, case solved. And I'll like slam the book shut and I'm like, all right, I think this is solved. She did leave with Darius.
And the letter we got from the dad.
So you'll unfoil it, furl it, and it says, "Father, I can no longer stand this town. I'm going on an adventure. I don't know when I'll be back. Goodbye." And signed Myra.
Does the writing look the same as the
Similar
writing
to
from
the
the
journal.
journal?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can determine that.
I can.
Roll.
Unrelated.
I did
Iris wanna do-
cartography.
Oh, so
That's
the
map making.
cartography's mapping, honey.
What were you
I'm like,
saying?
that's what I
I'm
did.
making a joke. I didn't
What
do
were you
it.
saying, Iris?
Iris actually wanted to do calligraphy while she was at the tower for that
Sure,
year.
she did. Sure, she did.
Unrelated.
Oh, actually, I did. I have calligraphy.
Everyone is now proficient in calligraphy.
No, I did. Look, calligrapher, and then I also do cartography. So I actually do have both.
Okay, you're okay.
I'll assist you. Or what would the check be? Just so I know.
So I was going to look at your character sheet and think about what that.
Fair
check.
enough. Fair enough.
Roll
investigation.
Roll. I guess either investigation or insight. Which do you think?
Insight.
Investigation, because I have a +6.
I have a +6 in insight.
So yeah, just
nice.
roll either one.
Well, she rolled.
Oh, perfect. So you can tell that the writing is absolutely the same person.
Okay, cool.
Did you guys want to investigate anything else in the room?
Iris wants to see if there's a window and if it's an open.
So there is several windows and they can be opened, but none of them are opened currently.
Do they have locks?
Yes.
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 Okay, Iris wants. Is Tara still in the room?
Is who?
Tara.
Yes.
You mean
Iris wants,
Elsie?
Elsie is the daughter. Tara is the maid.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
thought we were talking.
Yeah, Myra is the daughter. Tara is the maid.
Well, weren't we talking to the mom?
What?
No,
Isn't
you guys
she
are...
the one? She was the elf. She walked us out, right?
No, the maid walked you guys out.
I thought we were talking to the mom the whole time.
Oh no, it's the maid Tara.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, I need to change my notes because I thought we were talking to the mom.
I'm sorry. I didn't make that clear. That's my fault.
All right. I just.
Iris wants discreetly open or unlock one of the windows if that looks like it's something that could be done.
Oh, you easily could unlock one of the windows.
She's gonna do that.
You could do it openly in front of her, and she wouldn't care.
Okay.
Also,
what's outside? I'm not sure.
It's that veranda kind of with the mosaic tiles, and it's like an enclosed area. Like easily, I'm guessing this is what you're asking, but it's like no one would see her if she went out just right out the door.
Okay, could you ping the room we're in?
Yes. Sorry, not that one. This one here.
Gotcha.
But
thank you.
Pretend that all of this room is one room.
No.
And this is kind of like the veranda outside. Are you guys gonna look at anything else?
It doesn't really seem like a real sheet. I don't know. I just don't think specifically that useful.
So I will give you guys one thing right now, just so that you to show, or if you don't want me to, I won't.
Don't.
Okay.
Well, that's just me. Sorry.
Only if it's something that would be obvious that we just aren't catching. But
it's
if not,
very obvious, and I described it when we first walked in.
The vanity.
And what about the vanity?
I want to look at it.
So as you go over to the vanity, you see all of these perfumes and makeup all kind of organized, everything in its place. And she has like her makeup case there. And as you kind of look through it, you see that all of this makeup is well used. She clearly puts on makeup on a daily basis. And you see as you go through like the perfume bottles that you can kind of find one that's clearly her favorite because it's nearly empty. But other than that, it's clearly just a makeup case. You don't see anything special other than it looks like nothing is missing.
Just from the vanity, or just all together in the room?
Well, you're only looking at the vanity right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else? There's dressers and there's like a wardrobe where all the clothes would go, things like that.
Okay.
Well, I would imagine if they were going on an adventure, she wouldn't take too much.
I doubt she actually has anything that'd be appropriate for this anyways. But let's check anyways. Iris doesn't look in the wardrobe.
So you open the wardrobe and it's just filled with all of her clothes, organized by color and like function, if you will. So like she has her ball gowns and her day-to-day attire, and doesn't look like anything's missing from the wardrobe. And you actually see roll an investigation check.
Ooh. Oh.
Um,
I thought maybe you were talking to me for a second.
Hmm.
Okay.
So as you kind of are looking through, you kind of dig to the back and you find several like travel bags kind of tucked neatly away in the corner. You open one of the drawers and uh, it's filled with like all of her night clothes and underwear and stuff like that. Um, Looks like it's all packed neatly away as if it's waiting for somebody to, you know, open it and get dressed.
Did she
I
take
wanna.
anything with her?
Again, like you said, that she probably didn't have anything suitable for adventuring.
But like underwear or something, maybe. No, she's not. I guess she could be. She have anything in the wardrobe that seems functional for like going on an
Oh yeah,
outside adventure?
there's clearly like you know, not work clothes, but like regular clothing that you would wear going out into the woods, or when you're going to go hang out with the miners or whatever, or just going out to do regular things.
Some of this isn't
Is
that
Tara
bad.
is Tara still with us?
Yes.
Tara, does it look to you like she didn't take anything with her when she went?
As far as I can tell, nothing.
Is there anything that would really pinpoint that to
And
you? Like something special, a piece of jewelry that was important to her, something like that?
so she kind of walks over to the vanity kind of in thought, and she says, "Well, she was kind of obsessive over her makeup. She would never let anyone see her without at least,
Eyebrows done.
yeah, something done. And her hair combs." And she opens the drawer, and there's a bunch of pearl hair combs, kind of like arrayed in neat little lines. And she says she always ties her hair back or puts it up in some way, and yet all of her hair combs are still here. And she picks one up and kind of like fiddles with it in her hand before she puts it back in the drawer and closes it.
Oh, why couldn't they just be cut and dry?
I presume she's relatively intelligent.
Uh,
Like, if she thought she needed something, she would have taken something. I'd imagine.
she, so while she's definitely the epitome of a spoiled noble, she spent a lot of time out in the woods with some of the miners and the loggers. Like I said, she wanted to fit into the town, and she wanted people to like her. So she was more than capable of knowing what she would need on a trip or anything like that. She knew what she was getting into if she left.
Hmm. Can
Well,
we look down in the garden after this? Because that was the last place she was actually seen.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Oh, well, I was talking to them,
Okay.
the team.
oh,
What do
Well,
you guys
Tara would
think?
have to let us in. Anyway, so thank you, Sarah.
It's like, of course. Did you guys want to check out anything else? There's the bed. You guys have looked at the dressers and stuff like that. There's
I looked at the desk and the vanity.
yeah, and basically the bed's kind of the only place you guys haven't looked at.
all right, well, let's look at the bed.
Look
Okay.
under the bed. Yeah.
Whoever wants to roll the investigation, go for it.
I have a 0, so do
Me
you want to
too.
roll it? Oh, okay. Well, I
I'll
guess
just.
either one of us then.
Nope, never mind. I already rolled it.
That's fine.
It'll probably be with advantage since all
yeah,
of us are
if
probably
you were
swarming
helping,
this
I'll give
thing.
you the advantage. So you kind of like check the bed and um, kind of look under the covers and everything like that. And uh, as you're doing that, Tara says, "Oh, that reminds me. The the day after she went missing, she was supposed. According to her journals, I read them, and according to the journals, it said she was supposed to be leaving in the morning. But when I came in to clean her room, it looked like the bed hadn't been slept in. It was perfectly made."
Okay, so you're saying that the day she wrote that she was leaving tomorrow, you think that was actually the last day she was here? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Based on her bed not being made? I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're
yes.
saying.
So
Okay.
she would always write in her journal before bed. So it seems strange that she wrote that entry but never slept in the bed.
Hmm. Can we investigate the windows to see if there is any like forced entry
Mhm.
or anything that looks out of place or suspicious?
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check again. If, by the way, if somebody who's better at it wants to, you can. So
Well,
you
I
go,
would have sucked at that anyway.
you go and you kind of look at the windows and everything like that, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Some of the locks seem to have some wear on them, but looks more like from just use than anything being forced or anything like that. And as you're doing that, Tara kind of looks over and she says, "Yeah, when I came in afterwards, all of the windows were shut and locked, except for the door. The door was open and I came through. I
What
didn't
were
have
on
to."
the
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
She's just going to say, "I didn't have to unlock the door to get in."
Is there anything on the walls?
So similar to the rest of the house, there's kind of like gaudy, kind of like wall dressings and things like that. There's some pictures of like princes and princesses from stories. There's like a tapestry of some like birds kind of flying over a like a flower field, things like that.
I'm gonna look behind like the tapestries and stuff, anything that's tall and touches the ground
Okay.
to
Um,
see if there's anything behind them, like a
uh,
door.
like a secret compartment or anything, go ahead and roll another investigation check.
Oh my God. Oh,
That's
all I
really
saw
good.
was the 2, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh no." Yay.
So as you are kind of like searching behind the tapestries and the dressers and everything, um you do find what appears to be kind of a secret kind of door. And you open it But all you find inside of the kind of panel is you find like some precious gems and like several like expensive necklaces. But the only thing you find in there that's kind of out of the ordinary is you find like a pearl hair comb inside of the behind the dresser.
Behind the dresser?
Like in the same places you find all the jewels and stuff like that.
Oh, I see. And that it
Uh
is there anything on it like blood or anything?
nope, it just looks like compared to all the other hair combs that she has, um it seems kind of like plain, if you will.
Hmm. Do you recognize this, Tara?
And she walks over and takes it from you and kind of turns it over in her hands, and like she thinks for a moment and she says, it's definitely not and she thinks for a moment longer, and she says, it's definitely not Myra's, but it looks familiar. I can't place it.
Does it belong to her mother?
No, of course not. Elsie would never be seen with something this plain. Let me think about it. I can't remember now, but maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
And she hands it back to you.
Do you
Is
mind
there
if I hold
any?
on to this for now?
And she
I
says,
will give it back if it belongs to someone. I just want to hold it onto it until we figure out where it belongs.
no, no, of course. Just if she comes back, she will notice it missing. I'm sure she's very meticulous about her things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, did you guys want to do anything else in here?
While you all look outside, I'm cast a spell to maybe. I don't find any. Might as well faces.
Oh,
By
you're
the
I
way,
cutting
just
out.
start
you keep
casting
cutting out.
detect magic. Ah,
I
freaking A.
I knew what you were doing, but you've been cutting out, so you should definitely fix that. Um, so you're gonna cast detect magic in the room.
Yeah, well, it's on myself, but while they're all checking the garden or whatever.
Okay. Did you guys want to go outside and check the veranda area?
Yeah, just because that was the last place they were seen together. So,
Okay. Um. So go ahead and roll. Is everyone gonna help her, or is it just her gonna investigate? You're probably all on mute.
or it's just me. It's okay.
I was on mute. I said, I'm sure we're all helping, but at least I am helping.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage, and then tell me what it is because I'm on another page.
11.
Um. So as you're kind of looking around at like the vines and stuff that are growing along the walls to kind of um keep the privacy of this little veranda so that people can't see in, um you notice um what appears to be like almost everywhere the vines are like immaculate and perfectly tended, but you notice one branch that appears to be broken.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check specifically for this spot. Actually, you know what? Roll a perception check instead.
Okay. Nice.
What'd you get?
19.
Oh, perfect. So as you're kind of like investigating like the broken branch, you're like, wow, this seems out of place. Um, you notice as you're kind of looking that there appears to be like a really small shred of something attached to one of the vines. Like there's like a rose bush that's kind of growing up, and from one of the thorns there appears to be a small something hanging from it.
I will definitely grab it and investigate it, or can I see what I know what it is? That's what I'm asking.
So you can't tell. It's kind of like a piece of cloth, but it's not. Like it's the same kind of like texture almost. Like it's flexible like cloth, but it's not cloth, and it's not leather, and it's you're not sure what it is. Go ahead and roll a d20. I don't want to I want you to know what you're rolling.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
So 10 is okay. So as you're kind of like feeling it and looking at it, and you know that it is not cloth, and it's not any kind of leather that you know about. It's too supple and flexible. You're not entirely sure what it is, but
You said it's like pliable?
yes.
Okay.
Um, but you know that it's odd.
It's not like a scale or something?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Imagine like leather, but like softer and slightly spongier.
That's what I feel like a scale would be. That's why I asked. I was like, it sounds like a scale. Okay, sorry. I'm
I
just
mean,
making notes.
could be a scale, but you don't think so.
Okay, got it.
All right. And that's pretty much the only thing. Roll an insight check though.
Will do.
Okay, that's all.
Oop.
Anything else that you guys wanted to look at? And then,
No, I mean, I can't think of anything.
all right. So you cast your spell, Iris, and you start to see some things kind of glowing in the room. But they all appear to be like there's multiple orbs inside the room that are clearly producing magical light. One of the hair combs appears to give off a little bit of magical energy, but you're not sure, or actually if you touch it you'll know exactly what it is. It's basically it's a hair comb that like magically like keeps your hair from frizzing, if you will.
Cool as hell, but I don't think it might only tell me the type of magic, not what it does. It's not identify. But
Okay.
still cool as hell.
Yeah. But other than that, there doesn't appear to be anything overtly magical within the room.
Well, just double checking. How about outside?
So nothing is magical outside except for the fountain. Clearly is using magic to pump the water and spray it out of the top of it.
Is Tower outside still? Well, actually, since
Tara's with you
Iris is just
guys as
gonna
long as
make
you're here.
sure. Iris is gonna make sure that one of the windows is still unlocked, and then she's just gonna go hang outside with everyone else.
Okay.
I don't sense anything particularly out of place magically, at least, so that rules out that.
And there
You're on
was no
mute.
sign of forced entry or exit or anything.
Nope, doesn't appear to be.
So she trusted whoever it was, if that's the case. And we can assume, I'm just putting things together. My guess is that she just left early with Darius. I don't know. That's just my thought.
If
Mhm.
if they are feeling that there are some nefarious intentions here, my only guess would be the silver necklace that he had given her on the return back from an adventure.
Oh, yeah, that is very true. Maybe it was a cursed item.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I
And
don't want to just assume it's that, but if we're trying to keep an open mind and
oh
that she
yeah.
couldn't possibly
Well,
be
that's
interested in him.
I feel like things are just I don't know. I don't know. The fact that she was looking into the miners and that there was disappearances there,
It could be a lead.
I think that's definitely something that we should look into, especially if there are other disappearances.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
And do you say that couldn't possibly be into him thing out loud?
Yes, of course.
And Tara says, "Listen, I didn't say it's impossible. I've known her for a long time, and I've known Darius for a long time, and until recently, he was definitely not the kind of boy that would speak to her, let alone win her.
I think you're just overlooking character growth. But like I said, I'm going to keep in mind your real concerns.
Of course, I could absolutely be wrong. He was a nice boy, so maybe he just grew up.
I mean, he did go on an adventure, as you said, or she wrote about as well. It is very possible that he just gained a lot more confidence during that. That
Yes,
does happen.
and I definitely know of a very noble girl going on an adventure and having never returned home, and she's
Well,
not dead.
and she says, "Well, that's the thing. I feel like I would have heard him talking about it. He liked to brag, and he never mentioned that he was going to leave or go on an adventure or anything like that. Just he started hanging out with this guy, and then all of a sudden they just left together.
What guy is this? Why is this just now coming up?
I he was I, I forgot about him, but now
Oh,
that
okay.
you're mentioning the adventure that he went on, I he met this newcomer who liked to tell stories in the end, and they just left one day out of the blue, and he came back several days later and said he'd gone on an adventure.
Okay. Maybe we should also talk to the innkeeper
Taps. Yeah,
again.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
was just thinking that.
I
I mean,
think
he
that would
wanted
be a
us to
good
talk to
idea.
him again anyway.
and that guard.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Kind of corroborate, see what stories match up, what points are contradicted.
Hey guys, I need to put Alistair to bed.
Okay, you guys want to take a 10-minute break?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go to bed.
I mean, it would be a
I,
good place to stop.
I'm really sorry. This weekend I am really tired. I don't know why.
No, I totally understand. We could stop here.
Sorry.
I'm guessing you guys are. We can wrap this up right here.
I'm
Um,
really
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
no
No, it's all
worries.
good.
We
I'm
get it.
just so
You're
tired.
old. I'm just
For
kidding.
sure.
Shut
I
up. I don't
that
get
and it's
naps
like 3 hours
anymore.
ahead over there.
Yes. Yeah, it's almost 1.
Ew. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll wrap it up here, and we'll continue in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay,
fun
what
making that guy mad.
Yeah, I can tell you
Yes,
guys
I
want
have
to get on.
plans for that. Um,
All I
so
go ahead.
the 22nd.
Is for
Oh,
John.
I'm gonna be at a hotel that night.
No, so the 14th is Adams, and then the 21st will be mine.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry. Okay, it's already in my calendar. Yeah, I'll be at a hotel that night.
Can you still play, or will you be?
No, I will. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be able to play later that night because I'm probably gonna take a nap when I get to the hotel.
And by the
No,
way,
I'm going to focus on taxes, but it's also D&D weekend, so
for
I
sure.
get to do that too.
Nice.
Any times you guys want to play Friday and Saturday, I'm always up for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, like, I basically built this town, so like I have to build more, but I could freaking DM tonight for like 12 straight hours, and we probably wouldn't
I know
get.
we've done
I
that
wish
before.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Like physically wish I could do that because I want to play D&D all day long.
Because
But
I have
physically can't.
I'm really liking the. Are you guys liking the whole mystery of it? Like, is
Yes.
it
Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting?
Yes,
I love stuff
I
like this.
live for this
Mhm.
shit, man.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. I'm like trying to channel my inner Perot.
I love it because I, anyways, there's so much going on that it's gonna be so fun to unravel for you guys. It's gonna be cool.
Mhm.
Yes. Yay.
The water's
Yes, I look
gross
forward
because
to
her
it.
dead body's upstream.
Oh, don't say that because it's probably true.
No, I hope not.
I mean, I don't care one way or another. Or my chick doesn't. What's her
I
name?
will tell you
Yeah.
that what sucks about this particular kind of um a campaign
Mhm.
is like I can't say anything to anybody. Like normally me and Michael talk about shit,
Mhm.
but I'm not telling him anything that's going on
Nice. Good shit.
either. Because it's literally like a mystery that you guys are gonna unravel over
Mhm.
a long time. It's gonna be cool.
I'm excited.
All right then.
Yeah,
Tell me
I
I'm
about the
really
side
like the
excited.
start
quest.
of this.
I did tell you about the side quests, but I didn't tell you how, because even the side quests have tie-ins to the overarching uh thing. They just also have different purposes.
Do I have to save, like, press save on a page, or does it save
Uh-uh.
automatically?
It
It's
automatically saves.
auto.
Okay.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I
as
took
we
it off
play,
of me.
I will get better about names. It's just I have so many that sometimes I forget who's
Dude,
who.
you are totes cool with that. I do it too.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, make up names, and I don't write it down, then I can't remember it. So
Mhm.
You're
Like
like
I need,
fortunately,
Shiving
yeah.
Shoverton.
so right now I haven't completed all the stuff inside of Legend Keeper. So I have my notes in OneNote, and then I have my notes in Legend Keeper, and they're separate. So like sometimes I'm having to switch back and forth between the two of them. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get them all in Legend Keeper as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, too. Oh, all right. I'm
So
gonna go to bed, guys. Thank
All
you.
right. Good
Tonight was
night.
really fun. That was,
Good
no
night.
problem. Good night.
I loved irritating the mayor.
Nighty night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have a good night, guys.